Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
We talk about various states and we talk about a Kerala model, a Bhilwara model, Rajasthan model, many such things. But none of us, there is also Telangana model. Telangana model is see no virus, catch no virus, test no virus, count no dead, and if some virus catches somebody and sorts him out or her out, then Ram Naam Satya hai, say that in silence and go away. Will not even tell you what happened to you. So that is Telangana model. I'm not asking anybody should follow the Telangana model. But there is one state and a large state which has done quite remarkably well and for some reason has not been given the credit for it. And that is the state of Karnataka. Now Karnataka is also very important because just like Delhi, which is a big metro, or Maharashtra, which has the big metros of Mumbai and Pune and Nagpur, Karnataka has the big metro of Bengaluru, which is a big metro, also India's tech innovation economic powerhouse. Now look at the data out of Karnataka, and I'm quite surprised that that state has not been given the credit for what it's done, and somehow that state goes out of sight, out of mind. I don't know why. Maybe the state doesn't project itself as well as Kerala did, or maybe the state is not seen as attractive by a lot of the commentariat as Kerala is, because Kerala is run by a non-BJP left party, because a virus is not ideological. And how to assess how somebody is dealing with the virus, you have to forget politics, because virus knows no politics, nor does it respect any. Now look at Karnataka. The new metric now we keep telling you all the time is deaths per million, because tests per million are important. Case fatality rate is important, but that only depends on how many people you tested who turned out positive, of which how many died. So that will first depend on how many tests you are doing per million, then how many are turning out positive and what percentage is dying. So that's complicated, and that might have been relevant in the early days, but now that you are almost in the stage, not 3 but stage 2.5 of this pandemic in India, you have to move to a new metric, which is fatalities or deaths per million of the population. Now, just to give you an idea, India's overall deaths per million are today 5.3. For every 10 lakh Indians, 5.3 Indians have died. This will keep going up because as every new Indian unfortunately dies, this percentage will go up. 5.3 is quite conservative by global standards. But within this, there are some bad champions. We mentioned those to you over the weekend. In fact, over Sunday and Monday, Delhi 46.7. You can say every day it's inching up by 1 or 2 percentage points. Maharashtra 26.7. Every day it's inching up by 1 or 2 percentage points. And Gujarat at 20.56. These are the three states which are driving up India's overall numbers. If they had followed the trend of other major states in India, India's overall numbers would also be about 3.5, 3.4 per million. Nevertheless, these three are rising because these three have metro cities. So Delhi, Maharashtra has Mumbai and Pune, and Gujarat has Ahmedabad. So in fact, if you look at the per million fatality rate, then unfortunately, a bad kind of champion, and I use champion in quotes, Ahmedabad is a champion with about 180 per million dead. Mumbai is number 2 with about 126, 127, maybe 128 today. And Delhi is number 3 with 46.7. So that's where you are. In this count, where is Karnataka? Karnataka is 0.98 per million, which is quite remarkable, because for a state that size, because Karnataka is not a small state. Now Karnataka is a state of 6 crore 75 lakh people. So I treat Karnataka, Rajasthan, Gujarat approximately as the same size, because they send about the same number of MPs to national parliament. But Karnataka is 6 crore 75 lakhs, Gujarat 6 crore 38 lakhs, Tamil Nadu 7 crore 78 lakhs, Andhra Pradesh 5 crore 40 lakhs, Madhya Pradesh 8 crore 53 lakhs, Rajasthan 8 crore 10 lakhs. So let's put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states in the same ballpark and see the data. Karnataka, deaths per million 0.98, but importantly tests per million 5820, 5820. And what is important there? What is important there is the comparison with the all India rate. So all India per million tests today are 3686, 3686. It has made a big improvement what it used to be 2 weeks back. But if all India is 3686, Karnataka is 5820. Tamil Nadu 3.94 per million death, about the average that most of India's large states have. 7,810 per million, again a large number of tests. And remember, Tamil Nadu has the big metro of Chennai in spite of that, and again big cities like Coimbatore. So what does it tell you? The more you test, the more carefully you test and then trace and isolate, the more lives you will save. Then you come to another very good state, Andhra Pradesh. Population of 5 crore 40, fatalities per million only 1.43, tests 8,687 per million. Qualification there is that Andhra does not have a big city. Andhra unfortunately is a new Bihar. It's resigned to being a state without a major city. Then Madhya Pradesh, 8 crore 53 lakhs, fatality rate almost 5%, 4.93. In fact, as we speak, I think would have crossed 5 today, but only 2,521 tests. That is way below the national average of 3686. So once again, the less you test, the fewer lives you will save or more lives you will lose. Then look at Rajasthan, which had the early and big outbreak first, 3.15 per million, but again test rate 6,397. So Rajasthan also tested aggressively, was able to contain the outbreak and keep its fatality rates below the national average. So Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra are two big states which have done very well. There are states like UP and Bihar which have done very well also in terms of fatalities, but I don't know how seriously I take them in terms of their testing and reporting and fatalities, because they have really primitive reporting systems and really badly organized health systems. But look at these. Simple picture is those that have tested well and aggressively traced have saved lives. And then you want to see other states which are doing badly testing per million. Bihar, 820 tests per million. Shocking. Very low fatalities, 0.26, but you want to believe Bihar's figures, go ahead and believe them. UP, 1600 per million tests. That is less than a half of the national average. Jharkhand, 2,392, once again about 2/3 of the national average. It simply doesn't cut. Now, I will tell you also about two remarkable states before we go away. Now, I did ask Rohini Swami, who is our correspondent in Bengaluru, as to why is Karnataka doing so much better. And she gave me a bunch of reasons. She says Karnataka, for example, Karnataka has had a bunch of apps that they've created which are very scientific and non-intrusive. For example, on Karnataka apps, you may have seen a story earlier, a positive person has to send a selfie every 2 hours because people self-quarantine, governments can't quarantine so many people in their facilities. So this is make sure that those on self-quarantine are honest. Second, they've used artificial intelligence very well. Third, they moved in to set up containment zones much earlier, and examples I'm given are two localities of Bengaluru, Padaranyapura and Honga Sandra. So immediately you were able to seal it off there. See how Mumbai has done so much better now after they sealed off Dharavi. So they did that very well. Also, they had an app called Corona. What else? So which tracked where a person who was found to be positive might have been the previous 14 days to look for contacts. And the state also carried out a very effective online training of doctors, medical personnel all over the street. all over the state. And the officers that I am told who've done a good job, there is Munish Mudgil, who's running the state war room, and Karnataka Chief Secretary T.M. Vijay Bhaskar, DGP Praveen Sood, they've all worked together. And there is, of course, Chief Minister Yediyurappa, who deserves credit for this because Karnataka is a big success story, and his Deputy CM Ashwath Narayanan. So on that very happy note of one state having, major state having done so well, I would have loved to conclude, but I cannot, because I have to also tell you about a state which is India's most shambolic. I used that word before, and that is Telangana. Until today, Telangana has only tested 38,470 people. That state includes Hyderabad, that is 646 per million compared to all India average of 3,686. So 1/6 of the Indian average. Their positivity rate overall is almost 10%, which is twice as much as India's positivity rate overall until now. Over the last week, 3rd to 6th June, they've been testing 660 a day. It's a joke. It's not even a joke, because the joke's on the people of Telangana, of which 19% are positive against the national average of 7.5. What this tells you is the higher your test positivity rate, the less you are testing, it shows. Today, their per million death rate is 3.76. You want to believe it, you can go ahead and believe it. I'm surprised nobody is moving in, and I'm surprised nobody is going to court, and I'm shocked the central government, which now has these powers under National Disaster Management Act, they are not issuing a directive to Telangana government to test more, because this is a disaster. Maybe we'll not even get to know the disaster because everything is controlled, and opposition in Telangana is dead. Congress people, anybody who wins an election usually is then bought over by KCR's party, and the president, not president, but the most prominent leader of the Congress party right now is busy interviewing experts in this area or that. So this major state with a major metro, which is India's second IT capital, is perhaps living through a disaster that nobody knows anything about. And as a footnote, but an important footnote, another remarkable state, Assam. Now, Assam has rules about testing, quarantine, etc., that don't exist anywhere in the world on this earth. If they exist on Mars, I don't know, because they don't pass the test of any science. No ICMR, no Ministry of Health, no American CDC, no WHO, no nothing. It's as if Assam has now, India removed Article 370 from Kashmir but gifted it to Assam instead. Assam's working like that. So there is a tweet that you will see from a prominent journalist of Assamese extraction, Jayanto Kalita, who says that he came back to Guwahati a week back. He was tested on arrival, he was found to be negative, but still he was put in quarantine for a week, and now he's been told he has to be in quarantine for another week. You might as well say nobody should fly into Assam. And I will declare our interest in this, because we sent 2 young women reporters to Assam, to Northeast, to cover the Northeast. They landed on 28th of May. They were tested on arrival. Now, everybody who arrives there is tested. So to that extent, Assam is better than Delhi. In Delhi, your parents or your uncle or aunt have to be someone very powerful to be tested if you are asymptomatic. So anybody who arrives is tested. Both were tested. One was negative, the other unfortunately was positive but asymptomatic. So one who had tested positive was taken to a hospital and quarantined in the hospital. She was asymptomatic. The other was then quarantined in another facility and quarantined for 14 days. And we said that nobody in the world is quarantining an asymptomatic person for 14 days, but who's to talk to people in Assam? In any case, the Chief Minister of Assam doesn't exist. I don't know. I mean, I can tell you his name, but most of you will not even know his name because nobody listens to him. The reporter who had tested positive, 5 days later tested negative. 3 days after that, she was released from quarantine but had another stamp on her hand saying stay in quarantine for 14 more days after testing negative, whereas ICMR and Ministry of Health's directions are now clear that if you are asymptomatic after 10 days you don't even need a negative test. But she has a negative test but has still been put in quarantine for 14 days. And moving heaven and earth, nothing is happening, nothing is moving, because Assam, Republic of Assam, allegedly in the Republic of India, still a part of Republic of India, has rules entirely its own, just as the Republic of Telangana has rules entirely its own. So the whole idea that India now has a strong central government empowered by NDMA and Epidemic Act, it's all, it comes to a knot in Telangana but also in Assam. So I don't know how to explain this, because Assam also claims very good numbers in terms of their corona control. Maybe there's a good Assam model that we have to check, but to me it's begun to look like the Chinese system. The Chinese claim great numbers for themselves, but then what they don't tell you is that, or what we know is that only the Chinese are counting and nobody trusts them. In this case, only the Assam government's counting, and they seem to be systematically stopping journalists coming in from outside on one pretext or the other. I will tell you that I've been a journalist for more than 4 decades. I have not seen something as ridiculous as this in my life yet, but life has surprises, so maybe I'll see more of these as we go along.